Daniel had heard the legends his whole life. A lake where voices called you back, where swimmers disappeared, and no one ever came out. But he'd always dismissed them as just a story. There had to be a rational explanation. People didn't just vanish without a trace. So he decided to spend the night near the lake. If anything scary actually lurked there, he'd be ready. Armed with nothing but a tent and a lantern, he set up camp on the shore, far enough away from the tree line that he could see the lake stretching before him like an inky black mirror. The night was calm to calm. There was not a single breeze ruffling the surface of the water. In fact, it was so still that the reflection of the moon and stars seemed almost painted onto the glass-like expanse. He told himself it was just a story. There was nothing out there. No one was coming for him. Still, he couldn't help but shiver. He sat by his lantern, trying to breathe normally, trying to ignore how quiet everything was. No crickets, no frogs, not even the whisper of leaves in the trees. It was as if the forest itself was holding its breath. Then a sound, a ripple on the water directly in front of him. He leaned forward, his gaze following the ripples as they spread wider and wider until they vanished without a trace. No breeze, no stone, no fallen leaf, nothing, just water. He whispered to himself, just water. But the lantern flickered and the air grew colder. He could feel the cold tightening around his chest, making it hard to breathe. His breath came out white. The hairs on the back of his neck prickled, and he could have sworn he heard a splash. He whirled around, but there was nothing there. Had he imagined it? Was he losing his mind? Or was someone, or something, watching him from the darkness beyond the firelight? Then he heard it again, a sound that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, a vibration that resonated deep under the water. At first it was barely a hum, but it grew louder, taking shape, becoming clearer. Voices, layered, whispering, calling out, "Come back down with us," they hissed. The words slithered through the air, wrapping around Daniel, pulling him toward the lake. Daniel's pulse hammered in his ears. He stumbled back from the shore, tripping over his own feet. But the voices followed, bubbling up like air escaping the bed of the lake. He scrambled backward, pressing his back against a tree, his eyes wide with terror as the sound grew louder. The glass-like surface of the water became a shifting mirror, and he saw the faces pressed upward, pale, unblinking, mouths moving in silent screams. Dozens of them, just beneath the surface, as if they'd been waiting for him. His chest tightened further, making it hard to breathe. The silence of the forest around him no longer felt empty. It was listening, watching, waiting. The whispers continued, and he could feel their presence all around him now. They were in the trees, in the undergrowth, inside his head, circling, closing in. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. He turned to run, but the ground beneath his feet felt heavy, like the earth itself was holding him there. Then he saw it. Something broke the surface of the water. It rose slowly, steadily, like an underwater grave had just been opened. A hand, pale and skeletal, it reached upward, not splashing, not dripping, just rising. Its fingers spread wide, as if beckoning him closer, closer. Or maybe it was reaching for him to pull him in. Daniel whispered, "Ghostfeeders," he choked out the word, knowing it was how it ended. The hand sank back beneath the glass. The ripples smoothed. The water became calm again, but the voices didn't fade. They were behind him now, whispering in the trees, whispering inside his head, "Come back, come back, come back." He turned slowly, but there was nothing there. Only shadows, dark and twisted, and the cold. The lake lay still, but Daniel knew whoever or whatever had been sleeping beneath it was now awake. He had seen their faces, heard their voices, and now they would be with him always. As the lantern flickered one final time, the whispers spoke again. "We are waiting for you," they hissed. "Waiting for you."